Welcome back to another action-packed episode of Comic Confidential. I'm your host, Cade Moyer, and alongside me today is Troy Spinner.
That's me.
That's you, Fidget Spinner.
Fidget Spinner. That's my new nickname.
That's the new nickname in our Patreon-only group chat.
Is that actually my name? I haven't even checked.
I think it is.
Very, what's the word I'm looking for? Very original.
Yeah?
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Just
I think
because
it
my
is.
name's Spinner and I like to fidget, right?
That's
where it comes from, right?
Yeah, I didn't even connect the fidgeting part.
Yeah. That's amazing. What's yours in the group?
You heard it here first. You, cunt.
Oi, nice. I was wondering if you were going to say it, but the floodgates have opened, my friend.
Yeah.
That word is fair game now. What's been happening, man? How's your week been?
This week has been absolutely insane.
Yeah.
Just work life, mate.
Work life, no work-life balance.
No,
What's
it's
that
just
about?
all work, all twerk.
All to work.
Twerking is my work.
It's working 24/7.
Yep.
And you're good at it.
Thank you.
You're one of the best, I hear.
I do run classes every week, so I'm taking on new twerkies.
Twerkies? Is that the thing?
Yes.
Is that the word for them?
In the twerking world,
So you're the twerker.
I'm the twerker.
They're the twerkies.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Nice. I like it. I aspire to be a twerkie one day.
Well, mate, you know what? You can just sign up next session.
I'm going to call my twerk name will be Thanksgiving.
Yeah, why is that?
Because I bring the twerky.
Nice.
Oh, good times, my friend.
How about yourself? How have you been this week?
My week has been also quite mental. I was flown around the state for different varying things, so I had to go back to the lovely Brisbane for a couple of days.
Oh, the
which
Big
was amazing.
Smoke.
The Big Smoke.
Bris Vegas.
Bris Vegas, we like to call it, from little shitty country towns. Really, when you get there, it's just a normal size city. Really,
It really is.
there's not even any there's one casino. I think I don't even know. There's one. There's at least one.
The old library?
Yeah, the old library is now a casino. Who the fuck needs books? Let's put pokey machines in there. The world
Winner,
needs more
winner.
Pokey machines. So that was my week. And then I posted a letter to myself accidentally.
Oh, yes, this is fantastic. Can you please let the people that know at home know about this?
Look, okay. Basically, I needed to get some official documents together, and it took me a lot of time to get said documents together. So I was running around all morning, and I finally got them all, and I had to get things signed by a justice of the peace and all that sort of stuff. And I was running around like crazy, getting it all organized because I needed to get it sent off. So I got it all done, and it was all fantastic. And I made it to the post office on time, and I put it all in an express envelope, and I gave it to him, and I said, "There you go," and it was all sweet. And then the very next day, I went to the mail, and I checked it, and there was an express post bag in there, and it was me. I had sent it to myself because I put my address on the front and the company's address on the back, so I received it. So I'll give Australia Post one thing. They're very quick. It was next day delivery, which is fantastic, but I could have just fucking driven it home myself.
How much did it cost you?
I was like $7.60.
Oh,
But when you look at it, it's actually about $15 because I had to go back and redo it
Yeah.
today, which was amazing. So if you think you've had a bad week, at least you didn't post a fucking letter to yourself.
Oh, love it.
So take that, world.
Hey, when you were in Brisbane, did you go see the Marvel exhibition?
I didn't. Both times I've been, I had to go last week and I've been again this week. Both times I have not had enough time to go, unfortunately.
Wow.
I've been quite under the pump with work/beer related things.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I couldn't quite get there. I've heard it's great, but it is there for quite some time yet. And I do have to go back again sometime in September, so I'm hoping to be able to catch it then. But, for the people out there that have been lucky enough to check it out, from what I've heard, it's pretty balls.
It's pretty amazing.
Yeah. So, one day. I'll get there.
You have to do it soon, mate.
What about you? Yeah,
I
exactly.
don't get to go nowhere. I get to go to my desk and work really, really hard.
And that's it. And then come here.
Yeah.
Do this and then go home and work
Again.
more. Yeah.
Yep.
I love it. Hey, you want to get into some news?
Yes, I do, because I haven't heard or read a thing this week. So all this news will actually be news to me too.
Oh my God, where do we even start? I've got so much. Look, let's start at the top, shall we?
That sounds great.
Excellent. So after the Domino reveal last week, Ryan Reynolds has once again taken to Twitter to give us our first look at Josh Brolin's Cable, with the star tweeting, "We all have that one grumpy, heavily armed uncle from the future," while posting a close-up picture of Brolin with the traditional silver hair, scars, and glowing eye. A later full body shot revealed the whole look. Deadpool 2 scheduled for release June 1st, 2018. What'd you think, man? What do you think of Josh Brolin's Cable?
Am I going to be the only person that might think it was the slightest bit underwhelming?
No.
No?
Not from what I've read.
Okay,
a lot of
good.
people are thinking the same thing.
Yeah, cool, because I was a little bit underwhelmed.
What would you expect, though, I guess, would be the question.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing. Like, in my mind, Cable is this monster dude.
Yeah.
Like, hugely...
But in all, you know, in all respect to, you know, everybody involved, they're comic book jacked.
Yeah, comic book jacked.
They're ridiculous. You can't get, you know, WWE wrestlers and, you know, ridiculous bodybuilders and stuff like that to play these guys. It would look fucking stupid.
Absolutely, and I 100% agree. But he just looks a bit too gritty. I was expecting it to be maybe a little bit brighter. The eye is very underwhelming.
Yeah, I'd say if I had a problem, it would be the eye.
Yeah.
I think it's fine. I mean, I honestly guess I don't really know what I expected different.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing. Like, it's good, but I was expecting great. But can I tell you what great was? Hell no.
Yeah, exactly. Heard a lot of people say, "Oh, it's just Josh Brolin in cosplay," and it's like, that's fine. But when you look at the Cable character, it doesn't matter who you picked. Every single person probably would have just looked like themselves in cosplay.
Yeah.
They probably could have done a bit more with the eye, and I guarantee you, like, within the actual, like, once we see the finished product in the movie and they can add effects to it rather than it just being the shot with little bits of effects, whatever. Once we see it in the movie, it'll be a little bit more prominent.
Absolutely.
I would say.
And I guess the problem that I really had with it is that it really looked like it was a very heavily photoshopped image.
Really?
So, yeah, until I see it in, like, real life in a trailer or something, I'm going to kind of hold my judgment on it.
Right. I thought he looked badass myself. I
Yep.
liked it. I thought it was great, but I'm kind of that guy, really. Like, I'm that guy that just loves everything.
You love everything.
I love everything.
You've gone down on record as saying you love the new Fantastic Four movie.
Yeah, that's true. Look, that's not true. That's not true at all. You'll hear more about what I hate later in this episode. But yeah, I thought it was fine. I think it looks fine. Again, like I said last week when we were talking about Domino, I can't discount Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah, exactly.
And, you know, the vision that he's trying to bring along. And to be honest with you, I would say that Josh Brolin's Cable probably looks about as good as Josh Brolin's Thanos right now from what we've seen. So
yeah, definitely.
That's about it. So Terminator 6 will reportedly begin filming in March of next year, with longtime franchise star Arnold Schwarzenegger set to join the as-yet unannounced cast. Both Schwarzenegger and James Cameron have confirmed his appearance, with Cameron going on to further state that it's likely Arnold will serve as the human inspiration behind the T-800s from the future, potentially the character the DNA is pulled from to create the humanoid look of the cybernetic organisms. While no release date is set, Terminator 6 will be directed by Deadpool's Tim Miller and will kick off a new trilogy. Who's going to be the new Terminator? John Cena.
John Cena. We called this.
What do you think?
Yeah, I thought this was going to be a reboot.
Well, he never really said a reboot. He kind of said a new trilogy.
Yeah,
so
right.
Whether that's kind of like erasing the past, I don't know. You know, they could do similar to what they did with Terminator Salvation, and they could have the CGI kind of aged Arnold Schwarzenegger kind of like robot things, whatever they had, like the Terminators that they had in that, if you understand what I'm saying. The Terminators they had in that were de-aged Arnold Schwarzenegger is what I'm trying to say. They could still have that, and they could still have old man Arnie, who had somehow had his like DNA pulled from, you know, the company or whatever, Cyberdyne Systems or whatever it is. Yeah, but I don't know. We know nothing. All we know is Arnie's back, baby.
He's back. How do you think why do you think he is chosen to be the frame for these machines?
Why do I think he's chosen?
Yeah, like I
Because he's
understand.
best mates with James Cameron.
Well, yeah, that's also the thing. But do you think it's because like he's walking around as an 80-year-old man? Like, let's presume they're taking this from the old version.
Yeah.
Because you think we may have seen like a reference to a younger one of him being sampled in these first movies?
No. Apparently there has been no prior. They've never really spoken about it at all before.
Okay.
There was like a deleted scene from Terminator 3 that was never used that kind of like jokingly referenced it. But other than that, it's never been done. So they've never really spoken about it before. So this will be the first time they kind of bring it up. They might talk about how they did it like when he was younger, perhaps.
Yeah.
But DNA is DNA. It doesn't matter if you're like 80.
Yeah,
Just
exactly.
because you use your 80-year-old DNA doesn't mean the thing that you use it on is going to be 80 years old necessarily. But yeah, it's just genetic makeup and science and stuff, you know?
I feel like you would go for a very generic looking person. Like, I would imagine the ideal T-1000 is a dad bod.
Just somebody who'd completely just, very, like, just fit into any crowd anywhere.
That's right. Drives a minivan. Has
It
depression.
takes his kid to soccer, all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, why not?
That's
Kind of balding, a little bit pudgy around the gut.
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Very unexpected.
The everyman.
Yeah. Has a little mo.
I like that.
That's my dream Terminator.
Yeah.
Move over John Cena.
We need some old dude with a dad bod. We need Colin Farrell from Horrible Bosses.
Perfect.
Maybe that might be taken a little bit too far. But I don't know. I like that. I like it. I'm happy that Arnold's back.
I know
there.
who. Brendan Fraser.
Oh,
He's like ultimate dad bod at the moment.
he's dad bod now.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Leo gets a bit of dad bod.
Yeah, he
action
does.
happening. He could be the guy. It's not exactly what you would call the world's most good-looking man or anything.
But the thing
Like,
with
he's no
Brendan
Brad
Fraser is he could walk past you any given day, and you wouldn't like give him a double look.
You'd
Like
kinda
he's just a man in the crowd now.
No, see, but I think Brendan Fraser's actually quite big, like a large human. I think he's like well over 6 foot.
Even so, I think that you still need the big frame because I'm guessing these are pre-built frames,
Right.
so they're all about Arnie's height still. But you need someone about that at least same height.
Yeah. But see, I think what they were looking for is they were looking for a like something that looks formidable. It looks like you wouldn't want to actually like fuck with it. So they got their hands on old man Arnie's like muscle pics from back in the day.
Yeah, yeah.
And they're like, holy fuck, look at this specimen, the Austrian oak. And they're just like, yeah, let's fucking do that. Let's get some fucking jacked ass fucking Austrian dudes with weird hair and big chins, and let's make them that with these weird fucking accents for some reason.
Perfect.
I like it. Next story.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. The Russo brothers have confirmed that filming is now underway on the still currently untitled Avengers 4, less than 2 months after wrapping principal photography on Infinity War. While the title is yet to be announced, only Josh Brolin and Jeremy Renner have confirmed they'll be returning as Thanos and Clint Barton, respectively. And due to the nature of Infinity War, it's likely the cast list will remain under wraps for some time. Avengers Infinity War is set for release April 25th, 2018, with Avengers 4 coming out around the same time in 2019. Avengers 4. It's happening already.
I can't even think of this far yet, man.
I know. It's happening already.
When you were reading this out, my brain was like, what? Hang on. So we had Avengers and the Shatari attack. Then we had
What's happening
Ultron.
now?
What? Hang on. What's in between?
Infinity War.
Infinity War.
Yeah.
This is ridiculous.
That hasn't even happened yet. They've only just wrapped principal photography, and they're just like, fuck it. Let's do it again.
Insane.
And they go back because remember this was supposed to be like a 2-part movie.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I think originally they were always going to have it like fairly. Obviously, the shoot was going to be fairly close. So they're just doing the same thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, crazy. But this is the thing. Like now that this has started, here's what I'm worried about. So Avengers 4 has already started production, right? So we don't even know what is going to happen in Avengers Infinity War yet. We're going to get set leaked photos.
Exactly.
We're going to get shit all over the place. There's going to be like, oh, this guy's not listed. Like, he's obviously dead. You know what these news publications and things like that are like? These blogs and all that sort of crap. They love just throwing this shit in your face. like set photo after set photo after set photo after like, theory after all this sort of stuff, secondhand news and all that sort of crap. My concern is that like they are dead set going to ruin Infinity War if they can't keep it under wraps.
Yeah, this is going to be insane.
As you know, they cannot.
No, absolutely
They've
not.
done a pretty good job with Infinity War, but this is the thing where we will see, like, did this dude die? Is there going to be a funeral scene? Is someone like, are they going to get set photos of a funeral scene? And then we're going to like figure out who like actually dies and all that sort of stuff. That's kind of what I'm worried about.
Yeah, I'm on the same page with your concerns there, because you just have a look at any comic book website.
Yeah.
And new set photos, new leaked pictures, behind the scenes. It's just insane the amount of leaks and content that's coming out for a movie that's not even released. It's only going to get worse when number 4 starts.
Yeah, exactly. So it's problematic, I think.
And not only that, it might just spoil that movie, say number 4 or number 3.
Yeah.
It will also spoil those, I guess, connected MCU films, possibly
in between, for sure. So we were like, based on who we see and what we see them doing and how we see them interacting, it could really cause problems for like some of the movies that are coming out.
Yeah, definitely.
You're 100% right. Doesn't mean I'm not excited. I am 100% excited, but this is the end of Phase 3. This is the last movie. This will effectively, once this is done, Spider-Man Homecoming is straight after it, and that kicks off what they're still calling Phase 4 at the moment, but we don't really know what that is. I'm excited.
Time will tell, mate.
Time will tell. Something else is also exciting.
Good words.
My England is very good today. Netflix has announced that it's acquired Millarworld, the comic book publishing company founded by Mark Millar. The acquisition means that all of Millar's creations, and I'm calling him Miller, it's Millar probably, including Kick-Ass, Superior, Nemesis, Wanted, and many more, will be available for all new Netflix projects, with the streaming service planning to produce films, TV series, and even kids shows based on the creator-owned company's portfolio. So this is massive, man. This is massive for both Netflix and the comic book world. We've got basically the guy who created Kick-Ass, the guy who created Wanted, like both things that have already had their own kind of feature films and all that sort of stuff. But this could very much mean that we could like end up getting like a Wanted TV series, like Netflix produced, or something like a Kick-Ass TV series, or something that like I personally am quite a big fan of, and I don't know if you know much about it, is Nemesis.
No.
Which is just it's like a little 4-part comic, a creator-owned comic. They basically just created it, produced it under Millarworld, and it is just about like this bad dude. He's a bad dude that decides he wants to take down, for whatever reason, I'm not going to go into spoilers or anything like that, but he wants to take down America's greatest cop. And it's fucking fantastic. And
that sounds like that would be a fantastic TV show.
Oh, man. Like, I don't know how you could drag out 4 issues into, like, a TV show, but the world is actually... And I can't really talk about it because I don't want to spoil anything about, like, the comic or the potential
just
show.
Talk about it a bit.
Well, I mean, the thing is, it's like, it's all about a corporation that kind of creates these... they kind of let rich people become villains. So they kind of finance them, or like they help them to become villains. And one of these villains that has been created is this Nemesis.
Okay.
And they just kind of do whatever they want to do until they either get brought down or just kind of get bored.
Huh.
And, so this follows one in particular, and this is the main one, obviously. So this is Nemesis that it follows. But like, this is a guy that dead set, like he, crashes like a train full of people. Like,
wow.
He's not afraid to like, he blows up an entire prison after he's like single-handedly taken down like, 100 guards. And
so it's kind of like what would happen if the Punisher turned bad.
Kind of. Yeah, very, very similar.
Yeah, cool.
That's a good way to put it. It's very, very Punisher-esque, and it would need to be that violent if they were going to pull it off, but I'd be very excited to see that, man. And it's, Superior is also quite good. Like, the guy has got a lot of really great stuff. So this is exciting for the future of, like, comic book TV and movies, because Netflix, you don't have to wait for that shit. As soon as it's done, they just give it to you.
So good.
It's so good. The whole thing is there, and you just watch the movie straight away, or you binge the whole season. Who gives a fuck? You can do whatever you want. No one's going to judge you, except for Netflix when it asks you if you're still watching, because that's a subtle, like, bit of judgment for it to say you should be out with your friends.
You reckon that's what it is?
I think that's
Or
what it
do
is.
you think it's like that's in there because it's an insurance policy to see if you're still alive?
Maybe. But I don't think like a little alert sounds if you don't activate like something, if you don't press yes.
It could be like a public service thing where, because I always just
it's
like hit
a
it
health
straight
alert
away.
bracelet.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
now.
exactly.
Yeah.
So like someone could come in and be like, "Oh my God, this hasn't been pressed. Something is wrong."
Right. I don't think that happens.
That's exactly what
Netflix
it is.
watching you guys. They are watching you, but they're doing it to make sure you're okay. So it's completely cool.
Who's watching the Netflix?
Who watches the Netflix?
Yeah.
Ooh. Stan?
Hulu.
Hulu.
Yeah.
Hulu.
Amazon Prime.
Well, we'll talk about Netflix because Disney is set to end its contract with Netflix for the rights to their movies and TV shows starting in 2019, with Bloomberg also reporting that Disney CEO Bob Iger has announced the company will offer their own streaming services for their movies and TV shows. Netflix have released a statement saying that all Marvel properties, including the Marvel Netflix universe, will stay put. Anything else Disney-related released between now and the end of 2018 will still be available on the service. But after that, it is all done. Disney are making their own streaming service. What do you think?
Mate, I had a conversation today about this, how like this could be absolutely fantastic for consumers of Disney products.
Right.
Because imagine a world where Avengers 4 comes out.
Yeah.
It's in cinemas for a month. And if they have their own streaming service, imagine if that came out on the streaming service in 2 months.
Ooh, I see what you're saying.
Like, this is, like, it's really, really game-changing.
Yeah.
In the sense that, like, you've got all the properties that you'll ever need. Like, these are billion-dollar properties.
Yeah.
You don't have to share it.
Yeah, well, that's true.
And if you're already going to be making these movies, you can double dip off your movies straight away.
Yep. So basically, you wouldn't cannibalize your box office sales.
No.
So you would need to have it, like have the movie have its complete theatrical run. As soon as that run is done, bam, streaming.
You can stream
service.
it.
Yeah.
Imagine the difference.
Like 57-day theatrical run,
Yep.
something like that. Just give it like a 2-month theatrical release, and then bam, it's on the service.
Would you sign up for that?
100%.
I would.
100%. But here's the thing that's a little bit difficult, though, because it sounds like what Netflix is saying is that all Marvel-related properties will be able to stay on the service. So not just the Marvel Netflix shows, but like, currently, we've got...
Doctor Strange.
Yeah,
just
Doctor
on
Strange and Civil War and like all
Yep.
that sort of stuff is on there. So those, by rights, would actually stay on Netflix anyway. I just don't know what would happen going forward if they would maybe like have to pay a buttload more money to get them
to use the rights.
to use the rights. Yeah,
Yeah, it's really interesting because like I would just see Disney just pulling the rug out and saying, "Well, you don't get any of these properties."
yeah.
Like why would I share?
Well, I think so. What the problem, like where the problem lies, is I think it's the creative control. So just because Disney owns the studio rights doesn't necessarily mean that they own the distribution rights.
Yep.
And so that's where the line is kind of blurred. So Netflix actually have the rights to distribute the Marvel Netflix TV shows. So they are kind of like, even though they're Marvel produced, which means they're Disney owned, Netflix are the ones that actually have the right to distribute those TV shows. So
Yeah.
that will not change because that's the contract that they have set up. Unless Disney play hardball because they have billions of dollars and decide that they want to do that, because as we know, Netflix is currently in a shit ton of debt, even though they keep making a whole bunch of purchases somehow. But I'm going to keep giving them my $12. I don't give a fuck.
Easy.
100%.
Easy.
And I'll give Disney $12 or whatever Disney wants. Just like I give Apple money. Everyone take my money. I'll give you guys money at home if you give me some product. I don't even care what it is. Just give me something.
You're addicted to streaming.
I'm addicted to streaming. Just stream something to me and I will give you $12 a month. I don't care what it is.
What it is could be you tying your shoelaces over and over.
Yeah, but just do it sexy. Do it a bit sexy.
Or weirdly.
Yeah. Or weirdly sexual.
Wow. That's perfect.
Do any of that, and I will give you $12 a month.
Hell yes.
Actually, just stream your dog.
Yeah.
Do that.
Yeah.
Did we just create something? Oh my God, I've got it. We've got a streaming service where all we do is we stream videos of dogs, but like not like none of these videos that you see on like Facebook or whatever. These are actual dogs that live in people's houses and are just there, chilling, like sleeping and stuff. Here's like
count me
non-stop streaming, live streaming of sleeping dogs, and sometimes they wake up and eat and play and whatever.
Doggo 24/7.
Oh, I love it. You'll pay $12 for that.
Easy.
I sure as hell would. You know what else I'd pay $12 for?
What?
Judge Dredd Mega City 1 TV series. Now, both Carl Urban and producer Jason Kingsley have confirmed that Urban is in talks to star in the upcoming Judge Dredd Mega City 1 television series. Speaking with Screen Geek, Kingsley said, "We have been in discussions with Carl about his possible involvement in Judge Dredd Mega City 1 for some time. These conversations continue, but we're keen, he's keen. It's just a case of us making sure this show is everything we want it to be. When discussing the plans for season 1, he had this to say: "This needs to be done right. The fans deserve it. Our team is working hard on scripts for the first season, creating engaging multi-thread storylines, one of which will be Dreads, but others which take us into the wider world of Mega City 1. There's still no slated release date for the series or anything like that. What are your thoughts of that? Judge Dredd Mega City 1 with Carl Urban potentially, but also branching out and giving us stories about some of the other characters and stuff like that."
I love this. It's great because my main concern with this whole Dredd TV show is like, how quickly would you get over Dredd if he was doing the same thing over and over?
Yeah, for sure.
I would almost like him to be the secondary character. I would like him to be the mythos of this show, and he comes in at selected times. Like, I want to see an underworld happening, and he comes in and gets people at crucial moments.
Yeah. I think you've got to have it, like, it has to revolve around him. But let's say that it revolved around, like I like where you're going with the underworld, the criminal underworld and all that sort of stuff. But let's say it's like a police drama.
Yeah.
It revolves around his unit.
That's exactly what I'm thinking.
Right. So you're not talking about from the bad guy's perspective.
No.
Oh, okay, cool.
So, like, there's a bad guy sub-story, but there's also, like, the cop station sub-story. And, you know, Dredd, you're getting out of line. You just can't do that. He's like, I'm motherfucking Dredd.
Do you know who I am? I'm the law. I like it. I like this whole multi-layered story. So it's not just focusing on the one character, because you're exactly right. I mean, the rebooted Judge Dredd movie is fantastic. I fucking love that movie. Dredd.
How many episodes do you think they'll do?
I think if they're smart, they'll keep it short. I think it'll be between 8 to 12.
I would say 12 would be perfect, and you could do 3 stories in that. Like, take a book out of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah.
You know, 3 stories over 1 season. You'll just have great content all the way through.
Yeah. Imagine like this. You could have like a multi-layered story in the sense of it's told from 3 different perspectives.
Yes.
Over 3 different arcs. So you could have like basically the story as told by Dredd. And then you could have the story as told by his partner. Or you could have the story then as told by the villain, I guess, of that particular series. So the criminal, whoever it happens to be at that particular time. That could be fun.
The possibilities are endless to make this as a successful TV show.
Basically, all that needs to happen is Jason Kingsley needs to give us a call.
Yeah.
And we will tell him what we think. Also, let us know what you'd like, basically, out of a Dredd TV show. I want to know. I got one more news story. You ready?
Yes, I am.
All right. According to Deadline, Mila Jovovich from The Fifth Element and Resident Evil is set to join David Harbour and Ian McShane in the R-rated Hellboy reboot as the villainous Blood Queen. It has also recently been reported that the movie will in fact be dropping The Rise of the Blood Queen from its title and will only be known as Hellboy for the time being. What are your thoughts on Mila Jovovich as the Blood Queen in Hellboy? And Ian McShane, by the way. Like, we haven't actually spoken about that casting. He's been cast, and I can't remember the dude's name off the top of my head, but Hellboy's like Earth Dad.
Oh, okay.
The one that John Hurt played in Guillermo del Toro's version.
Yep. Mila loves these like really obscure movies, like stories, doesn't she?
Yeah.
Like if you think of like any kind of like a weird movie, you can guarantee she's attached to it.
Well, see, most of what she's done, I feel, is because of who her husband is. And, you know, she's kind of been cast in a lot of his movies, and, you know, stuff that he's produced and things like that.
Okay.
There's different. There's something a little bit different.
Yep.
She's getting out there, and, you know, I don't think she's really necessarily going to be stretching her acting chops. But she's good, man, and we know
but
that...
when has she ever really?
Well...
Multi-pass, mate.
Multi-pass. One time, she is in the movie He Got Game, and she played a hooker, and she was pretty good in that. Other than that, though, not really. However, when edited enough, she can really put together a fight scene. So
Yeah.
all you got to do is just put 50 or 60 quick cuts of editing in, and she is fantastic.
You can't even tell that's a stunt double.
You can't even tell because you can't even see what the fuck is going on.
I hate that. I really hate shit like that.
It's kind of like what they did with... They do it all the time. It shits me to tears. Every single Steven Seagal movie that comes out now, because there's one every like second month, is basically just him standing there, and then it's quick cuts of a whole bunch of shit, and then it's him standing there, and because he's too fat to do anything. It's the same thing that they did with Liam Neeson in Taken.
Yes.
He's not fat, but, you know, they quick cut the shit out of that movie.
Now, was it Neeson or Seagal where he was jumping a wall or a fence and there was about 10 cuts? Like, this was reported on. There was like 10 cuts for this one scene.
I feel like that was Liam Neeson.
I feel it was too.
I feel like that was that in Taken. But how's this for, like... I can't even remember what the Steven Seagal movie is. Like, I stopped watching them years ago, but it was one of his shittest ones that have come out within the last few years. And there was dead set. So it's a fight scene, right? And it's literally, he is standing there, kind of just moving his hands around in front of his body, because he's all about that Aikido life and all that sort of stuff. And then it's just quick cuts of hand movements, like two people, and they're like hand fighting. And that's all you can see, and it's like quick cuts of that.
Yeah.
And then it cuts back to him, and he's dead set standing there, and it's quick cuts again, and then something happens, and then he's standing there like doing his hand things. The guy's like fallen over, like dead. You didn't even see what happened. And then he's in the back of an ambulance, and the ambulance drives away, and all he has to do is stand in the back of the ambulance, and it's a stunt double. And then later, all he had to do was run across a parking lot, and they used a stunt double.
Oh, you're kidding.
Dead set.
Wow.
There was nothing happening. He just had to run from point A to point B, and they used a stunt double because he is that fucking fat. I used to love Steven Seagal.
He was the man back in the day.
He used to be the man. Now he's about 6 men rolled into one with a ponytail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's really the new 2.5 Men.
Yeah, basically. Yeah. That's it, man. That's all the news I got. Let's roll into the main segment.
Well,
we ain't going to break.
We aren't going to break, and we're talking about reboots, so let's keep the ball rolling.
Let's talk about reboots. So basically, yeah. So for this week's show, we thought, hey, remember that movie you loved that one time that came out ages ago, but the effects didn't quite live up to the story? What if that was made today?
Oh, what if it was?
What if it was? Or remember that movie that was made from your favorite childhood comic book that they completely fucked up and you want nothing more in life than to see it get redone, but like way better?
Oh, man, that's like why I exist on this earth.
What if that could happen, Cade?
What if it could?
Well, anyway, that's basically what we're talking about. Is we're talking about movies that need to be rebooted, whether you loved them or whether you hated them. It doesn't really matter. Why don't you kick us off? What do you want to talk about?
Okay, so we kind of put together a bit of a list, and some of these are actually already getting redone.
Yeah.
So we might skip some, we might not, but I'm going to kick it off with one of the movies that I was so pumped for when I was a kid, and just turned out to be the worst fucking thing.
Yeah.
I remember being like 8 years old watching this, and I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And that's Super Mario Brothers.
See, but that's the thing, right? Would you really want to see this movie rebooted now? Like, has it run its course? Like, you know, pun intended, I guess. But like, yes, we had Super Mario Run, and you know, there's been like a bit of love for the Nintendo Switch and stuff like that.
He's back, baby.
You reckon he's back enough to like
He's
all
back.
these years later get himself a new movie? How would you do it?
Oh, how would you do it? I would imagine it would have to be done in like a Tron style story,
Right.
where like two brothers are playing video games. Fuck! I just realized I just said the Jumanji movie.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah, it's been done. It's been done.
So then they just become these characters.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I don't like it. But I do agree with you, though. Like, it is one of those movies, like, for something that has, like, as much of a following as this has had for the longest time, like this game, these characters, man, like, 100%, it does deserve some new treatment. So if somebody can make that happen, make that happen. I'm going to jump into the next one.
Yeah, you take one, buddy.
If you're happy with that. For me, first one I want to talk about is Spawn.
Oh, yeah.
Now, this is one that we have just recently heard that it is going to get rebooted with Todd McFarlane directing and all that sort of stuff. I'm not completely sold on his idea. I actually liked what they did with the original movie back in 1997.
But its effects is what let it down.
Well, it's
and
effects,
the acting.
Yeah, its effects and Michael J. White's inability to act, for lack of a better word.
How did he get that role?
I don't know. Like, I genuinely don't know.
Was he bankrolling the project?
No, I don't believe so. And this is the thing. Like, I don't even think he had anything that had come out that people had kind of gone, holy shit, that could be the next big action star. He had a couple of movies that were, like, okay, but nothing that was, like, they were all pretty B grade.
Yeah, right.
So, I don't really know how he got put into such a, like, what you would call like what could have potentially been a life-changing role had it have been good. But it was shit, and the effects were shit. John Leguizamo was the clown, and he was actually pretty good. One of the only things I really liked.
Yep.
But, the thing, I can't even remember what the name of the thing is that he fights at the end. It's so shit. The whole thing is just really poorly done, and I'd really like to see a similar sort of thing, not this whole, Spawn is in the background kind of watching all this happen. I want to see him in the forefront. I want to see that suit. I want to see it all happen. I want to see the magic and the green shit, but I want to see it done with today's effects. So there you go.
Spawn is one of the limited movies I actually own on DVD.
Wow.
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know. I must have got it cheap.
Did you buy it in 1997? That's
Had
the
to.
only way I'd accept it.
Had to.
Okay. Fair enough. What's next? What do you got?
I am going to go... Now, this is going to be... I'm going to stick with a comic book movie, this
Okay.
one. I'm going to say Blade. I want that redone.
Okay.
And would I take...
Can I ask why?
Why?
Yeah.
Because I want it done on a Netflix original movie.
Not a series?
Not a series.
Okay.
Because, like, vampires are a bit meh for me. They're not my cup of tea.
Yeah.
But I feel like it could use a little bit of Netflix flavor.
Right. I get that. Blade 3 was pretty shit. Blade Trinity was shit. It wasn't a good end to the...
To me, there's only Blade.
Yeah.
Blade 1.
I can honestly, right now, sitting here in front of you, having not discussed any of this shit prior, I can not even tell you what Blade 2 was.
Is that the one with Ryan Reynolds?
No, that's Blade Trinity.
Oh, wow.
So what is Blade 2?
What's Blade 2?
Can someone let us know? Because right now, it is legitimately just gone from my mind.
Did he fight werewolves in number 2?
I honestly don't remember. Anyway, if you're out there, let us know what the fuck happened in Blade 2. Because I remember Blade 1, like, Blade, obviously, like, it was yesterday.
What, the nightclub scene?
Oh, the fucking, the blood rave at the start, like, the whole thing. That movie was actually fantastic.
It is.
Some people could say that to talk about rebooting it would be sacrilegious, but I see what you're saying. I mean, would you cast Wesley Snipes now? Probably not.
Nah. Don Cheadle.
Jesus Christ. But there are plenty of actors out there that would be able to, like, kill it in that role. Yeah, I agree. Like, I'd like to see something new.
Yeah. I want an unknown director on it as well.
Okay.
What about you?
We'll give him a shot.
Yeah.
Okay. One of the ones that I want to talk about didn't actually make your list, and I'm pretty disappointed. But I wanted to throw it in there.
Troy,
just in
it's
case.
not like I made this list up 10 minutes before coming here.
Not at all. We've been prepared for weeks. No, but seriously, one of the ones that I want to talk about is There is talk of this being redone as well.
Okay.
But I haven't heard anything recently, so I don't know how they're going to do it. But for me, it's Masters of the Universe.
Yes.
Yeah. So originally came out in 1987, had Dolph Lundgren as He-Man and Frank Langella as Skeletor, and it was kind of this weird, like they brought. I don't know if they just couldn't afford like the effects for where they like needed to be with Grayskull and all that sort of stuff.
Yep.
So they brought him into like contemporary, like 1980s America, small town America, and it wasn't well done.
I've never seen this movie.
Oh man, do yourself a favor and watch this movie.
You just told me it wasn't well done.
No, it's not well done, but you've got to see it. It's like a cult classic. Like it's not that bad. Like for what it is. Like this is a 30-year-old movie. So they're trying to do these things like 30 years ago without as much money
before
as
their
other
time.
Things have had at that particular time. So it's a little bit campy, and I didn't enjoy it didn't enjoy the real world setting. I would have loved to have seen it set in Eternia. Is that where it is? That's where he's from, Prince Adam of Eternia.
Yes.
Yes. So I would have liked to have seen it set there and be really sort of involved in that world. So give me that He-Man movie. Give me a brand new 2017, 2018, 2019, whenever you want to do it, He-Man movie set in Eternia. I want Castle Grayskull. I want Skeletor. I want Evil Lyn. I want them all. I want Orko and Battle Cat and all of it. Give it to me. Give it to me.
Holy moly.
Yeah.
You want this bad, don't you?
I want it bad.
Wow. Okay.
What do you got?
Let me just have a look at this list. How about I switch it up, throw us in the deep end, and go with Jaws?
Ooh.
How's that for a segue, mate?
That's not bad. I'll give you that. There's been a lot of shark movies coming out lately. Like
Sharknado 1, 2, 3,
4,
4,
5, 6, 7, 8, 12. There is also The Shallows, which came out last year.
Yep.
There is
Two-headed shark.
Is that a thing?
Yep. You jump on Netflix. There's a whole bunch of terrible
Isn't
shark
there like
movies.
Mega Shark versus like
Mega Shark versus Mecha Shark.
something like that?
Double-headed shark attack.
Okay, I'm talking about actual goddamn proper shark movies.
These are real, mate.
The Shallows with Blake Lively was last year. There is 47 Feet Below, I think.
Yeah, that's just coming out. That movie looks terrible.
It looks terrifying.
Terrifyingly bad.
No way. That looks good. But anyway, like, so to redo Jaws, like, I feel like now it's kind of already being done. Do you know what I mean? Like, could you take that classic movie and is it going to, like, would it work now?
Well, you just have the look. Like, we're getting It again.
Yeah.
And that looks quite terrifying.
Yeah, but how many evil clowns that live in the sewer movies do you get? You get one every 27 years, and it's called fucking It. But like honestly, like how many killer clown movies do you get other than It and Killer Clowns from Outer Space?
2.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I do see your point, though. Kind of like Jaws has been reimagined so many times already.
It's kind of like it's almost like it's unrebootable, I would say, in the sense that, you know, because if you did it, you're kind of just making another shark movie that's have been made like 1,000 times already.
You know what's the most disappointing thing about Jaws?
What?
Is that we are now past the age where we would have been in Back to the Future. And in Back to the Future 2, there was reference to like Jaws 47.
Oh.
And we haven't got it.
We got up to what, 4?
Yeah.
That's not fair.
Yeah. What did we get? Like Jaws 4D?
Jaws 1, 2, 3, and then Jaws the Revenge, I think. It might be that way. I could be wrong. I did call, Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, Rise of the Planet of the Apes about 1 million times last week, so I have known to be wrong.
I did not realize that. I hadn't
it's not like
noticed you being called
It's not
out.
like the world called me out on it, but that's okay. Looking at you, Dan. But I feel like it is too late. Too late.
You know what? After this discussion, I do agree.
Well, that's what we're here for, man. That's what we're here for. I got one.
Okay.
All right. Also not on your list. This is one I thought of just this afternoon, like fairly late, and it's Conan the Barbarian, right?
Oh, hang on. No, this This did get
I know what you're
redone.
going to say. Yes, they did in 2011 with Jason Momoa, but it was shithouse.
Yeah, I forgot that was Jason Momoa, and
Yeah.
it got slammed.
It got slammed, and I remember when I saw the promo image for this, and it was Jason Momoa as Conan standing on top of a pile of skulls, and it looked fucking amazing. I was so pumped for this reboot, and it was just so like lackluster. Like they kind of tried to keep it sort of. I don't even really know. Like it was. I don't want to say kiddie because it wasn't like kiddie.
Yeah.
But it was very like it was a bit cheesy and a bit camp, and you can get away with that in 1982,
Exactly.
like when you make the original one. But they kind of like Jason Momoa is obviously quite a bit more eloquent than Arnold Schwarzenegger was back in 1982. So they kind of made Conan. I don't want to say smart, but they made him talk basically, and it just didn't work.
Right.
Because Conan, the whole reason why he had such little dialogue was because Arnold
barbarian.
Schwarzenegger. Well, yes, but it's because Arnold Schwarzenegger couldn't talk, and it worked. It worked for that character. So he has very, very few like lines. So they didn't really live up to the feel of the original. Now, Arnold Schwarzenegger has gone on record as to say that he wants to finish it off with King Conan, which is an old, aged Conan.
Old man Conan.
Old man Conan, basically just ruling over his kingdom and, has one last battle or whatever. I think that would be fucking fantastic.
That would be amazing.
If we're not going to get that off the ground, and he is still talking about it even recently, if we're not going to get that, give me a reboot, but do it in the vein. Give me that Sword and Sandals epic from 1982. That's what I want.
That sounds great.
Put John Cena in it.
John Cena. Put John Cena in any movie that Arnold was in.
Just don't put the goddamn fucking Rock in it, because they kind of basically tried to do that with the Scorpion King, and it was fucking terrible.
Oh my God.
That movie was fucked.
That movie was fucked.
All right.
Now look, my
what do you
next
got?
one,
Okay.
it's not a reboot because it's perfection. Number one is perfection.
Okay.
Number two is not bad, and
Yeah.
I feel like we never got a 3, and that's Predator.
Okay. So, okay, that's not entirely true, because we did get Predators, which was kind of like a soft. It's not even a reboot; it was a continuation because they went to the Predators planet.
So that I feel like that is its own like kettle of fish. Like
Okay.
that's in with like Alien vs Predators.
Yeah.
Like that's its own little series.
Okay.
I want like a Predator 2.5.
Well, this is happening.
What?
It's filming as we speak.
Oh my gosh.
It's being written by Shane Black. It's being written and directed by Shane Black. I can't remember who it stars right off the top of my head. But it looks to be the goods so far. Shane Black was in the original Predator movie. Like, if anyone's going to know how to make a good Predator movie, it's going to be the guy that was fucking in it.
Exactly.
And has written some fantastic stuff. Like, he's written some amazing stuff other than, like, kind of Iron Man 3. But other than that, like, he's done some amazing work. And I think this is going to be... I think this will be the movie that you're asking for.
Oh, wow. So it's not a reboot, it's a continuation?
I think it's a reboot.
Oh, I will take a reboot, but it's got to be good.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Because
Like, I think
have
this is
no time to bleed.
You got time to duck?
Hey.
Nope.
Nope.
Anyway, I don't know. I don't know what they're going to do with it. I don't know if it's going to be a complete hard reboot. Not a lot of plot details have come out yet. So I can't answer that question exactly, but from everything that I know about it, it is a reboot.
Amazing.
Just whether it's going to be hard or soft, who knows?
It's a good news day.
It is a good news day. Here's one for you. Supergirl.
OMG.
Right? So, originally came out in 1984. To not much acclaim at all. It was basically like, have you actually seen the movie?
No, I haven't.
Yeah, so it's not the world's worst thing you'll ever see in your life. Like, it's no Superman 4 Quest for Peace. But it is not great. And I think this is a character that now, especially with, the CW, and it's kind of come back into the forefront, I think like this is something that the DCEU could get on top of and bring this character into this universe with a solo standalone film. So why not reboot that property? Because she was Kara Zor-El, she was Superman's cousin. Like,
Yep.
It was all legit. It was exactly what she was supposed to be. Christopher Reeve was even originally scheduled to make an appearance in this movie, but couldn't for whatever reason. So he was supposed to act as kind of like a mentor to her, but for whatever reason that fell through.
Oh, damn.
So give us that now. Give us that same sort of thing. She comes along. Henry Cavill, acts as her like mentor, brings her into this world.
Oh my gosh! Imagine this, Troy.
Yeah.
You know how she's supposed to be really fiery and angry. She's angry at the world, Troy.
Yeah.
Imagine if Darkseid comes down and she's put under the Omega.
Oh, and he controls her.
Yeah.
Well, as we've seen from Supergirl can fuck Superman up.
Exactly.
She beat him in a fist fight. But all jokes aside, Supergirl, I like that.
I reckon that'll be really awesome.
I want a standalone movie, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, give me a standalone movie. Give me a rebooted Supergirl, you guys. Give it to me. God damn you. What do you got?
All right. We have time for one more.
Two more.
Two more?
No more.
Okay. I'm going to go left field.
Okay.
I want a new Naked Gun.
Oh.
Yeah. And
Damn.
You know who I want? Mike Myers.
Interesting.
I feel like he's getting to that age where he's perfect for that role.
Right. Do you think that humor works now?
I think it can be done in the right... Well, I mean, if a new Austin Powers came out tomorrow, everyone would love it.
I'd fucking go see it.
Exactly. So that kind of humor would work because it worked then.
Right.
And it's not really that old. There's so many fans of that genre. I would love that.
Okay, interesting. There is. I don't know if you've seen the TV show. There's a TV series. It's a comedy series, and it stars the lady from Parks and Recreation, who I can't remember what her name is.
Tracy Nope.
Leslie Nope.
Leslie Nope.
It's Amy Poehler's friend, Rashida Jones.
Okay.
So it stars her. It's called Angie Tribeca. Now, I tried to watch it. It's got 3 seasons, man. Like, this thing keeps getting financed for more. I tried to watch it, but it is exactly what you're talking about.
Really?
It is exactly that. It's that kind of humor. It's
But just doesn't hit the mark.
just didn't work for me. Like,
Yeah, right.
Like, that could just be me.
You're not white, middle-aged woman enough.
I'm pretty close. I'm white and I'm like close to middle age, I guess.
Yeah.
Sometimes like a woman, I cry at things.
Yeah.
No offense to people who cry, or women, I guess. I didn't mean it like that. But yeah, I don't know, man. Like, let me know out there if you guys watch that show and actually get into it, because I'd be interested. Because,
Never heard of it.
Like, it's on Stan, and there is like dead set 3 seasons, and I think it's been renewed for a 4th. And like I said, I didn't really get too much into it, so I don't know if they kind of toned that down. But it was very slapstick. It was in your face, kind of like that exact, Naked Gun, airplane, hot shots, all that type of humor in this TV show, and it just didn't work for me at all.
Right. Do you think the modern day sitcom has like destroyed slapstick comedy?
Well, I think we've all gotten a little bit smarter, and I think it's not smarter. I can't say that. I think we've gotten a little bit more savvy with our humor.
Yeah.
And I think what we kind of as a society tend to prefer is like dry sarcasm.
Yeah, right.
It's almost like British comedy has finally come to the forefront. They've been doing it for decades, and we're kind of finally really starting to get it.
Yeah,
Going,
yeah.
Yeah, fuck yeah, that's actually hilarious. So, where it's a little bit more understated, and it's kind of like a little bit more, the jokes come from people kind of making fun of each other, but like in a pally kind of way.
Yeah.
Like that sort of thing.
It's the banter, mate.
Yeah, it's more about the banter than it is about anything else. And that's kind of what I find funny.
Yeah.
It's not so much that really in your face, like kind of stuff. You know what I mean? Like that thing from, like, what's that famous scene from
Airplane?
From Airplane.
It's
Where he's on a plane.
Yeah. Yeah. There's two. There's like really 2 great lines out of that. It's one of them is, "Are you nervous?" And he goes, "There's this old lady." She goes, "Oh, are you nervous? This is your first time." He goes, "No, I've been nervous plenty of times before."
Yeah.
Hilarious.
Hilarious.
And the other one is, "Shirley, you can't be serious." And he goes, "Yes, I am, and stop calling me Shirley."
Yeah.
Amazing. Like,
Right.
you can't write better jokes than that.
Yeah. Or maybe you can.
Maybe you can. Who knows?
Yeah. Look, I like the idea. I just, for me personally, I just don't know if it would work.
All right. What's your pick, mate?
All right, my final pick. I've got a couple there. I mean, obviously, I've spoken about these many times before. Dragon Ball Z needs to be redone, 100%. Fantastic Four. Give me a Fantastic Four movie. All of that sort of stuff. But the one I want to pick is a bit out of left field. Time Cop.
This almost made my list.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah, man. It came out in 1994.
Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Based on a Dark Horse comic, if you didn't know that.
No, I didn't.
Actually, based on a comic book, so it is another comic book one. I've spoken about most of those, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is something that actually, like, in my opinion, like, the movie came out in 1994, right? So for its time, it's pretty underappreciated for like what it gave us then. You look back on it now, like some 23 years later, and it's kind of shit. And like, how did this get made? Just did a Time Cop episode where they kind of like pulled it apart. And like, it's hilarious because you understand the faults that are with it. But I think if they did that now, with a little bit more of a dynamic lead than, say, Van Damme, like, I understand splits are great and butt cheeks and all that, right? That's fantastic. Just get someone that can act a bit better. But if you made Time Cop now, I think it'd really work.
I think it'd be great.
I think it might be quite successful. So that's what I would want as my final pick. Give me a brand new Time Cop.
Yeah. I'm spewing. I didn't put this on my list.
Series now. Like, I think they tried to do one and it was shit.
Yep.
I vaguely remember seeing a Time Cop series. Please tell me if I'm wrong. But either a Time Cop series now, but if they can't do a series, give me a movie. Give me a rebooted Time Cop.
Look, we are in the era of reboots at the moment, so
We are.
let us know at home. Like, what's a movie that you want to see rebooted? What's the ones we had lately? We've had Baywatch. We've had
Heaps.
Like, you can name
it's
a
just,
thousand.
You literally nailed it on the head. Hit the nail on the head with, like, we're in the reboot era. This is what's happening. We got Jumanji coming out. We got all this stuff. Non-stop reboots. What do you want to see?
Let us know. But for now, let's go to some listener questions.
Okay, so we've got a few questions this week, but we did specify that we're only going to take two.
Two, because we answered like 18 last week.
18, we did.
And the episode ran late as fuck.
Late as fuck. So we did say best two get answered. That's not to say that the other questions weren't great, you guys. And thank you for joining. We might even use them next week. So if you don't hear your question answered this week, keep an ear out because we will probably get to it at some point. But the first question we're going to do is from Hamish. How you going, Hamish? Shout out to Hamish. Which fictional character would you most like to have a beer with and why?
I want to let you answer this first.
Okay.
Because I feel like the obvious answer is Deadpool.
Yeah. Is it?
I feel like it is because he's just obviously. I feel like he's one of the biggest larrikins out there.
Yeah, but here's the problem. Like, with his regenerative, like, properties, that dude probably wouldn't even really get drunk.
You know, that's kind of like the Flash. He can't get drunk because his metabolism's too high. Like, he burns the alcohol.
Yeah, exactly. So, he could just drink and drink and drink and drink and drink. You'd get fucked up. He'd draw a dick on your head. Probably do a lot worse than that to you as well.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know. You can have Deadpool if you want. Mine would actually be, I would probably say, Han Solo. But then if I say Han Solo, I'd likely get Chewie in there as well. So that's cool. Like, I get like a bit of a double thing for the price of one.
My real answer, though, Booster Gold.
Booster Gold?
Yeah.
Okay, why is that?
Because the guy he's a larrikin, mate.
He's a larrikin.
He's a larrikin. And I feel like the DC universe doesn't really get too many characters like that.
Okay. So you think he'd just be a good laugh?
Yeah, I reckon he'd be a good guy.
Okay.
You know, he's got a lot of heart, that guy.
Yeah.
A lot of heart.
He does.
Even though he stole technology from the future and came back in time to be a superhero. But whatever.
But that's cool.
That's cool.
I like that.
I dig that.
I pick Han Solo because I think that guy would be a whole bunch of fun. Like, he's a bit of a ladies' man, bit of a fly by the seat of your pants kind of guy.
Yeah.
I think you'd get into some fucking pretty fucking weird shenanigans once you got
won't
drunk.
sit across the table from him, though,
Well,
will
no,
you?
you'd never do that.
You'd be crazy.
But I also think that he's probably a raging yet highly functional alcoholic. So I think, I think he'd be able to handle his alcohol.
I feel like
he'd take you to some of the best fucking space bars, where you might even see some space titty.
I reckon. I was about to say, I reckon he'll take you to the best space strip joints,
space titty bars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also feel like he's drunk all the time. That's how I see him.
Yeah, he probably is. That's what I mean, like a high functioning alcoholic.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I say Han Solo. You say Booster Gold. Let's move on to the next question. Thanks for your question again, Hamish.
Also, Hamish does the fantastic artwork for the show. We'll put it up after this episode.
Yeah, if you haven't seen this artwork yet, prepare to have your mind blown. Prepare to be blown. Prepare to have your mind blown because he can even make the two of us look pretty damn cool. And that is no easy task, my friend.
Not at all.
Second question comes from Daniel. Shout out to Daniel. What up, man? How would you like to see Australia represented in Marvel and DC beyond the very limited characters they've given us? Kate?
This is really interesting. He's got a reply on there that kind of like points out to how I would kind of answer this, but I feel like this would be really well represented in a Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. type of way.
Right. Well, they kind of already tried to do that with Whiplash. Was that his name?
Yeah,
but no, it wouldn't have been Whiplash.
Was he ever like? He had a very thick Australian accent, but was he ever really alluded to actually anything saying he's from Australia?
Well, his accent.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean
the fact that he was a contestant on like fucking Australian Idol.
Well, that's real world though.
Yeah.
Yeah. He also came from, was it Neighbours or?
Did he do some time on Neighbours?
I think he did some time on Neighbours.
Let's be honest. If you're an Australian actor, you have done time on either Neighbours or Home and Away.
Yeah.
It's a guarantee.
Or Blue Hill is back.
Hey, I've been in like several school plays, and I was also on Home and Away.
And there you go.
They just picked me up straight out of school. So you think Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.?
Yeah, I feel like that would be the easiest way, or the most, without like going full on. Let's go down to Australia.
Yeah. Look, I think there are a lot of great Australian characters out there. I think the problem is when they kind of bring them in, it's always like, it's kind of like they're always larrikin-y.
Exactly.
They're always like, alcoholics. They're always like, just kind of like shit talkers and stuff like that. Kind of very, very reminiscent of Jai Courtney, Captain Boomerang,
yeah,
and Suicide
absolutely.
Squad. And just because we are larrikins who like to drink a lot and, get up to some shenanigans doesn't mean that's how we need to be portrayed all the time.
Exactly.
So I think we're underrepresented, like well and truly. And I'd just like to see the characters taken seriously. Like, yes, if you want to reference where they're from, you can reference where they're from, but you'll probably get that with the accent. But here's the thing, if you're going to use characters in Marvel or DC movies, make sure you use Australian actors and don't try to give me no bullshit American or British person trying to put on an Australian accent, because no one can fucking do it.
It's truth.
No one can do it. It's impossible. I can barely do it, and I'm from here.
You're trying very hard. I can see.
I'm doing a pretty good job. But do you know what I mean? So that's kind of like, I would like to see, do I have a character in mind? Not necessarily. I just want to see them taken seriously, I guess. There's more to us than drinking tinnies and kicking footies and stuff.
But not much more.
Not a great deal more.
We do at least 3 other things.
Yeah, we root, ride, and whatever the other R is. Read books. I don't know. The 3 R's.
Yeah.
Root, ride, and...
No, in Australia, it would be racism.
No, we're not that racist. We are not.
We are not.
Root, ride, and a recycle. We're
a very green nation.
We are very green down under. What were we talking about? Who the hell knows? Daniel, thank you so much for your question. That is all we have time for this week. There are a couple of others in there that are pretty good. We will get to them, like I said. Some of them we might have even answered on the show already.
I think we did. I think we covered a couple of them.
Yeah, so thanks once again for taking the time out of your busy days to A, give us questions, but B, also listen to us. So let's thank some people.
Let's thank listeners, subscribers, and reviewers. You guys are absolute legends. You guys keeping this show going.
Yes. However, I do have a little bit of a gripe.
Oh, what's up?
We're sitting on 71 reviews.
Oh.
And we've been on 71 for quite some time now.
Yeah, actually, it has been a while.
It has been a while. So, I tell you what.
Okay.
Right? Let's make a thing. If we can get to 75 by... What episode are we on? Episode 81.
81?
Yeah. So if we can get to... Let's say if we can get to 75 reviews by episode 80... I'm just spitballing here. Episode 85?
Yeah.
That's like 4 weeks. 4 reviews in 4 weeks. One of those 4 people, we will pick you, and you can pick the show.
How about this? No. I got something.
No, it's too late.
No, something better.
Okay.
One of those people, we will record a Just the Boys episode with.
With?
Yep.
Okay. Kind of unfair to all the other people that have already reviewed us.
Well, you know what?
I feel like that'd be like a bit of fun. If you haven't heard the Just the Boys episodes,
Yeah.
they are quite a bit of fun. Maybe let's save that one for something different because that's a pretty good thing, I think.
Okay.
We should really flesh this stuff out before
Let's think of
before
it
we
now.
start this stuff. But okay. So how about for this particular one? Because I
Okay.
just made it up on the spot. We let them pick the show,
Okay.
right? So they can pick whatever we want to talk about, whatever they want us to talk about. We will talk about within reason.
And when we have a spare slot, we'll put it in.
Yeah, exactly. Might necessarily be the very next episode, but we will 100% get to it. And that'll be of your choosing, one of the next 4 of you that review the show, preferably positively, if you want a chance to win. But yeah, do that, and then we will use your thing for something much better than what I just came up with. Okay? Because I like that. People might like that.
Yeah, it'll be pretty fun.
What else are we doing? We got social media and stuff.
Yeah, tell them where they can find us, Troy.
You can find us on Facebook at Comic Confidential. You can find us on the Facebook listener community.
Which is where we take all these questions from.
Exactly. Which is a Comic Confidential listener community. It's pretty difficult. So all you need to do is search that, join, answer a question, be accepted, not based on your looks or like any of your preferences or anything. You just got to answer a simple question. If you don't understand English, let me know. If you don't get the question, I will help you through it. We are also on Twitter and Instagram. That is at ComicConPod. And we have a website.
That's ComicConPod.com. Past episodes, future episodes. I almost stuffed it up. And everything in between.
That's good enough.
Yeah.
That's a pass.
What is wrong with me lately?
I don't know. I'll give you a C- for that one, my friend.
Oh, my gosh.
C-. We also have a Patreon. That is patreon.com/ComicConPod, where you can support the show for as little as $1 a month. $2 a month gets you better stuff.
Access to the secret Patreon chat. And look, now is the time to become a Patreon supporter, especially if you are a Harry Potter fan.
Yes. Why? Tell them, Cade.
Because we have started recording our Harry Potter podcast. Yes, you heard that right. Our Harry Potter podcast. You're going to meet some new people.
Yeah. We've actually got nothing to do with it.
This is pretty much a Kate and Troy free podcast.
Maybe we'll pop in for guest spots.
We'll pop in most
Every
definitely. But we have you may have noticed Amy has been gone, and that's because Amy has been doing a little bit of a side gig, which is the podcast.
Yes.
So if you want to go through the magical journey that is Harry Potter, jump onto our Patreon. You can get on there for $1 a week, and you can listen to the very first episode of Potterheads,
I love it.
the Harry Potter Book Club podcast.
Which also has another member, Cade, who is also a part of that show,
That is right.
who probably needs a mention.
Yes, that is also Kirsten. She is a member of the Patreon community.
Yes. who's
Big
now got
supporter-
herself a sweet gig.
got herself a sweet gig. You know, these are the opportunities that arise if you support the show.
That's right. We're going to get them all making podcasts eventually.
And then we'll retire from
yeah,
podcasts.
little do you know that by supporting the show, you are actually getting yourself contractually obliged to host a podcast.
You are getting groomed.
Yes, well and truly. That's it, I think. What else have we got? I can't remember. We've got a Redbubble.
Oh,
We
yeah,
like to
got a
talk about
Redbubble. If you want to get yourself a shirt, that link will be down in the show notes.
that. 100%. Stay tuned. We'll be back next week. Now, we have a very busy week/weekend ahead of us coming up. So what we are currently doing is very much up in the air. I will tell you that right now. I don't want to come off like we're like so super prepared and all that sort of stuff. But we got a few things in the works, and we will get one of those things to you next week. It could be good. It could be great.
It could be
It'll
amazing.
Never be shit. I hope.
I hope.
But that's it. Thanks for listening. As always, I'm Troy,
I'm Cade.
and this has been Comic Confidential.
Cheers.
Peace. Done, son.
Holy moly.
Oh, so when is Potterheads? When is
Potterheads.
that going to actually get released to the public, do you think?
Look, I did try. The girls are going to start recording a couple of episodes each week. We're going to release it all in one go.
Like the first book
Yep.
/ movie.
Yep.
How many chapters in the book?
Only 18.
Okay, so you're going to drop 19, 20 episodes?
Yeah.
Wowzers.
That's you know why? Because once you start reading, you just got to keep going.
Yeah, I get that.
Because, like, are you going to wait a week to read a chapter? Hell no.
Well, as you know, I am currently reading the first book.
Mm,
And I have nearly finished it because it's very short.
exactly. So we're going to do that.
Yeah.
And if it goes well, we'll get a season 2.
Ooh, interesting.
So, yeah.
I like it. I said I like it.
Oh, fuck. Sorry.